Alrighty, so as usual, we have yoga and Zumba on Tuesdays. Yoga is at 10 a.m. and Zumba is at 6 p.m. And both of those are free with Miss Carmen Williams. We've got NA meetings Wednesday nights at 7 and AA meetings Friday nights at 7. We've got our language service Mango, where you can learn a new language. We've got our book sale going out, so don't miss out on that. And Valentine's card making going on this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Cards, paper, sweet decor galore. All supplies provided free for DIY Heart Delights. That scared me.
When Owen hits it, we'll have... Very good.
Mm-hmm. We've got our schoolhouse outreach going on. So at the high school Friday, we'll be returning to Lunch Bunch with Emily, and I'll also be making an appearance there.
Oh, you're making an appearance?
Mm-hmm. I think the past 2 or 3 lunch bunches I've been at, so
that'll be exciting.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah. We've got Miss Amy going to the different schools to celebrate the 100 days of school.
I have my art club coming up over at the school.
Ooh.
February 6th, after school.
Very cool. And then on Valentine's, because nothing says Valentine's like music.
Like music, and Miss Susanna Holder. She's coming to join us for the evening from 5 to 7.
Okay.
On Wednesday evening, Valentine's evening.
Very cool.
Light refreshments will be served. She's
good.
very excited. Her and her mother.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
So it's our chance to enjoy her sounds.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jessica, we have you in today. We're going to talk about. I'm calling it. Maybe did we come up with a title for this?
For book club?
I'm calling it Winter Book Club. Is that?
Yes.
It's our Winter Book
it's
Club.
our Winter Book Club.
Winter Book Club. And so the reveal, the novel for the Winter Book Club?
It is The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store by James McBride. It was the #1 book for 2023. So we thought we'd give it a read.
Well, very cool. And so far you've been able to read?
I have read it. I loved it. And I do have one spot available if someone wants to stop in and pick up the copy and read with us.
Exciting.
Yeah.
So how many are so far do we have coming?
17.
Well, that is
Mm-hmm.
it's a full room to talk about a book.
Yeah.
Which is how cool is that? So, okay, so you said you liked it. So what are some things you liked about it?
I don't know. I loved everything about it. It
Oh,
was in the
that's-
1930s.
Okay.
A little Jewish population and a little black community, and they were living together and surviving together, and I just
Now,
loved it.
where does this take place?
In Pottsville, Pennsylvania,
Okay.
on Chicken Hill.
Is this a real place or is this a...
I don't know. I think
No.
Pottsville might be real. I'm not sure about Chicken Hill, but I'm sure it's real in many places.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so it's a good read, and
Yeah.
you're very excited to have this for the full group.
Yeah. 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 They're all excited. Everybody's enjoying it so far that I've talked to.
Well, that's
It's
great.
been reading it with us. Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so those are so that's what we have for programs, and that's our book club, and that's our Valentine's program. And then another thing is, and I don't know this, maybe you all might know the story behind this, but I think we had some donations of yearbooks.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a stack of them, and so we already have these yearbooks in our collection. So these are in excess, and so we are you can come pick one up. So what we did is had Owen and Jessica, you guys went through some of the yearbooks, and you're going to talk about some of the things you found interesting or different or things that stuck out. Like the thing that stuck out to me, and I only looked at it for a second, was I think it was the 1972 one, and they used to have a thing called the G Club, and it sounds like, and I could be reading it wrong, that they raised money to do things, and so they sent the baseball team to a Toledo Mud Hens game, which sounds very interesting, and it doesn't seem like something that'd be that close. It seemed like that'd be kind of an interesting trip. But so, Owen, Jessica, what are some things that you, I guess the year and then what you kind of picked from it?
Well, I chose 1981 because that's the year I was born, and I went straight to the superlatives.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoy that. Yeah.
And while Jessica pulls this up, Owen, what's one that you...
My thing that I found was in this one as well.
So the 81 is
year.
the 81 is a good year.
I was going to say, I went through looking at the newer ones to see if I had any family or anyone that I recognized in them.
Did you?
No, I think it was actually just a year shy of the one my uncle would have been in.
So I don't know any of these people, but Miss Alice did.
Well,
Yeah,
of
she
course
was
she
very
did.
informative.
Of
Yeah.
course she did.
And yeah,
Or does.
She said some of them didn't turn out most daring and friendliest.
Oh,
Yeah.
The unofficial podcast we cannot air is Miss Alice saying her opinions on things.
Do we want to go over all of them?
Maybe just give me a couple.
Let's go with most flirtatious,
Ooh.
Keith Jones and Paulina Miller. Most athletic,
Hey.
Rod Carlton and Shannon Keaton.
Ooh.
And the friendliest, Steve O'Connor and Kathy Combs.
I think that'd be stressful.
Yeah. Yeah.
My mother had gotten to be Miss Congeniality
oh,
for our for the local contest for the county, and growing up as children, we would point out when we didn't think our mother was being congenial,
Yeah.
and she didn't really appreciate that
I've
feedback.
learned that kids like to point out a lot of things their mothers aren't.
Thankfully, I don't have anything like that hanging over my head that my daughter be pointing out that I'm not living up to. And Owen, you.
okay. So, I think just looking through the whole thing, it was fun looking at all the haircuts and
Mhm.
fashion and how it's different. Just because I'm, you know,
Yeah.
big on fashion. Everything.
You're aware of it, yeah.
You're right
So-
out of the 80s, Owen. Every day.
So I don't know. It's just always interesting to see people's styles and stuff like that. But I play tennis,
Mm-hmm.
and I was reading because I was seeing if they even had a tennis team,
Right.
and it said this was 1981 was the first year that they did not have a boys team, so it was all just girls, which is kind of how it's looking right now because we don't have many boys on our team.
Well, come on. You and Nate can cover a whole team.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
know you guys got it.
So, I guess the girls' varsity team had to carry the school, but yeah, they didn't have a boys.
That's a big
this
team,
year.
though.
Yeah, yeah. And I loved the uniforms that they had. It's very, I don't know. I feel like uniforms have gotten more minimalistic recently,
Yes.
so it's kind of cool seeing all the.
And then the boys baseball, those look like those are like the pullovers, like the Reds wore in the
Mhm.
'80s. So just the shirt over.
Yeah, and then they've got some action shots here.
Sweet.
Just as a tennis person, that was very cool to see. Because I was going to be surprised if they even had a team.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, I feel like it's just a sport that's overlooked quite a bit.
All right, guys, that is perfect. All right, great.